Thank you for joining me today. My name is Greg Quirk and I'm the product manager for the Lightning Control System here at Ross Video. Today I'm excited to tell you about a new feature that we've added into Lightning version 6 to allow you to easily and flexibly control picture-in-picture. To set up the picture-in-picture style, you click on the Config button in the bottom right corner of the production interface. There is a new tab along the top called Picture-in-Picture. By selecting this, you're able to create a picture-in-picture style that you want to set up. You press the Add button to create a new style and give it a name. Then you can drag the box to wherever you want it on the screen and resize the box by clicking the blue dot in the bottom right-hand corner. There are also default settings you can choose to set up a picture-in-picture style without having to create a specific location or size for the box. You can add in as many of these styles as you want simply by pressing the Add button on the screen. And you can select different styles for each one, either by creating it yourself or by selecting a default style from the bottom. You can also adjust the numbers directly from the interface to control the size or position. You can also apply a border and give it a color. Then you can set the cropping as desired. If we go back to the production view by pressing the production button in the bottom right-hand corner, we will see there is a new tab in the right-hand interface called PIP. Pressing this gives us easy access to the picture-in-picture button styles we just created. Clicking on any of these styles will apply that style when we turn on the picture-in-picture feature. So how do you turn on the feature? You just press the button and it will create the picture-in-picture dynamically for you in the preview windows. First, you tap on a mark for the background source, which gets highlighted in yellow, and the feed is shown in the first preview window. You can see the picture-in-picture effect created in the second preview window with the background mark you just selected, as well as a cutout for the picture-in-picture. To assign a mark to the picture-in-picture, you just select another mark, and that feed will show up in the third preview window. You will also see a now fully built picture-in-picture effect in the second preview window. If I wanted, I could press the Take button underneath any of the picture feeds to take them to program individually, and if I wanted to take the built picture-in-picture effect, I could press the Take button underneath that effect, and it is moved to the program bus. When the effect is on program, you can press the Pause button to remove the effect and have the background full screen. Note that the on-air marks are highlighted with a red background, so even though the effect has been paused, the mark is still red, which indicates that the camera used for that mark is still locked to prevent on-air camera moves from happening. You can also see that the picture-in-picture interface has a changed color. This is a clear indication that the mode is still active, but that it is paused. Pressing the On button again brings the effect back on air. Pause to turn it off and turn the interface one color, and press On to turn the effect back on and go to a different color. So that's the two marks that we have on program right now, and we can see that David Ross's mark is on preview, and if we go to the rep info information, we can see David's information. And back to the picture-in-picture effect, to pause it, and to bring it back on again. And then if we want to turn off the picture-in-picture effect, we press the Off button, and that unlocks the picture-in-picture mark, which Greg Quirk was the mark for that, and now we have David on our preview. And we can just use Lightning like normal, press Take to bring that on air, and whatever was on preview or program before now goes on to preview. So again, we can select a style, we can turn it on, we can see that we have our picture-in-picture effect built in the second preview window, so we can see the upper right-hand picture-in-picture, select a mark for our background effect, select a mark for our picture-in-picture effect, take a look at those. You can also push the up-down arrows to swap between what's on background and what is on the picture-in-picture effect. And press it again to flip them back again. Now, if you want to, you can select from the drop-down and choose whichever mark you want, so you don't have to actually click on a mark. You can just select it from the drop-down, or if you click the background button, you're now selecting your background mark again. And then it automatically goes to your secondary picture, so your picture-in-picture. So the purple one, you can, again, change your background, select your picture-in-picture, or you could also press the X button to clear out the mark that you have selected for your either background or your picture-in-picture, and then whichever one you've cleared out, then you can select a new mark for that, and that will set that as the background. It'll keep the current background there until you've selected something else, but as we can see, we'll select a mark, and we have a different one, hit the X to change it, select the mark that we want, and then we can change the style just by pushing the button, and it'll dynamically redraw our picture-in-picture for whichever style we've created. And then once we're happy with the way it looks, we push the take button to bring the picture-in-picture effect onto air. And we can see that David Ross is on preview. We can select pause to turn off the picture-in-picture, bring it back on, and press the off button to remove the picture-in-picture effect and unlock the camera. So this creates an extremely powerful and very flexible way to bring a picture-in-picture effect to your meeting broadcasts. This is just one of the many features that we've added into Lightning version 6, and we continue to add more new features all the time. Thank you for watching, and be sure to check out the other videos.